Hello, everyone. My name is Elise, and today I'm going to be sharing with you about my company, Bike Delivery Company. What could an urban commute look like in the future? Is there a way to ensure transportation for the first and last mile of the commute? I believe my company, Bike Delivery Company, can do just that for you. Why bike delivery? Well, I became aware of the issue through my father, who works as a traveling consultant. Oftentimes, he would travel to cities where using public transportation was necessary. He experienced and saw firsthand the lack of accommodations for the journey from his hotel to his workplace. This spiked my interest, so I did some more research into the issue, and I learned that 56% of New Yorkers specifically use public transportation. Of those 56%, 60% use that as their daily commute to and from the workplace. This is an increasingly pervasive issue, and these individuals must make a daily choice to get how they will get to the station to their workplace. I also decided to address this issue because I have a desire to do the best I can for the environment. And pictured on this slide, I show a picture of me on the Matanuska Glacier in Alaska. When took this hike, I learned through our guide that these glaciers are shrinking at an alarming rate. A major reason for this is global warming, which has its direct roots in pollution. Pollution stemming mainly from big cities, where cars and other buildings pollute the air. Any step we can take to reduce emissions is a giant step in protecting the environment. Who experiences this problem? Well, my target demographic for this problem would be a young, hardworking businessman who lives in big city such as New York. Because they are young, they are still working on building their career, and it is essential for them to have reliable transportation options so that they can always arrive on time. They also have a desire to look for alternative transportation methods, as many do in their generation. Keeping costs low while doing so is important for them as they have a lower budget and work an entry-level job. Having predictability in their routine is also important. This reduces their daily stress and can allow them to be the best they can be at work. My target customer would also consider themselves environmentally conscious, just like me. So, what's the problem? Well, when commuters choose to use public transportation in any city, they must consider how they're going to get from the station to their job. According to research, the longest any American is willing to walk is about a quarter mile. This leaves the remaining three-quarters of a mile or longer to be a daily concern. On the way to the station, they could use something like a bike that they would lock up at the station. However, this is dangerous as often bike theft is high, even with the strongest of bike locks. Then they must get from the station to their workplace. Here they don't have the same options because they locked their bike back at the station. So they are left to either walk, which could be uncomfortable, or find an additional solution. So what's our current competition? Well, walking is a big one, but there's not always a clear way, easy walking paths, and traffic makes this dangerous and difficult, and also can slow the commuter down. As mentioned previously, Americans don't really feel comfortable walking more than a quarter mile. So this also adds to this as not the greatest solution. Another would be to take some sort of rideshare service. However, it is normally on the expensive side to take these services, and they don't really consider the impact on the environment. Also, there could be high demand, causing lack of availability and increased prices during rush hour. This is when commuters would be using it anyways. In addition, there has been shown to be a trend where Uber and Lyft recognize who is commuters using their services and jack up the prices because they know they are willing to pay. This doesn't leave it as a great option. And so a third option would be to use an existing bike share service. However, the big problem with this is that when the first batch of commuters comes through, the bikes are often taken up. They don't get back to the station until much later, and by that time, there are many commuters who are left without that as an option. The final solution would be to try to somehow take their bike on the subway. However, this is not really all that possible. The subways are becoming increasingly crowded, and in today's day and age, we need our space. With COVID, everybody wants to have that 6 feet. So, my solution would be to have a scheduled bike delivery sharing service. This scheduled delivery sharing service would use robotics technology to ensure that the bikes are at the location when they are needed. It would make sure that individuals would be able to guarantee that they have a bike every day. This would be accomplished by using a mobile app, and that would allow the user to set up a recurring use pattern. They would put in their daily times and ensure that they have a bike available every time they need it. When they arrive at the station, they would simply need to find their bike, scan a code with their app, and the bike would unlock for their use. This provides a virtual guarantee that they will have a seamless commute to and from work without the stress of trying to secure additional transportation. This is a rough sketch of the type of technology that would be used. It demonstrates how the bike would be picked up by delivery technology similar to seen in food delivery services, and what the app could look like. This solution provides value through several means. First, it provides the convenience of not having to order a bike or any other rideshare service every day. Second, by setting up a recurrent use, the user can have the assurance that the commute will be predictable. They don't have to worry whether a bike share service will be available or that the cost will be higher than usual. Third, they can save their money by using this instead of a more expensive option like ride sharing services. Finally, this option allows those who care about the environment, their environmental impact, the insurance that they're using an option with low emissions. The robotics technology used to transport these bikes uses electricity instead of gas, like trucks that collect and move other bike share service bikes do. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.